Hey everybody. It's been a while since I've done any kind of a review. I apologize for the lighting. This is not really. There we go. Okay. Okay, what I've done is I've come up with a list of 13 related vampire movies, which, frankly, I think that everybody should watch at least once in their lifetime. At number 13, we're going to go with the original Dracula, black and white. I know it's an older Universal movie, but it is definitely worth your time and effort. Um, the acting is really good in it. The plot is pretty interesting. I would give it probably an 8. I think it's pretty decent. Um, Number 12 is Fright Night 2 from the 80s. I feel like that movie is absolutely worth your time. It is an amazing, amazing vampire movie. And honestly, it's really not as scary as what people make it out to be. There's some humor in it too. Um, the movie after that is Fright Night, the original. I know I keep talking about that movie and how good it is, but you guys should check it out. It is finally on a platform where you guys can actually watch it. It is on Hulu if you want to check it out. It's on there. Um, After that is Dracula Dead and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen. It is a comedy movie, but it is definitely worth your watch. It's really funny. Um, it has a lot of personal jokes in it, and there are some random celebrities that show up in the movie as well from other movies. Um, and I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the guy from Wings, the series Wings, is in it too. Um, and then after that, we're gonna go to Dracula 2000. Dracula 2000 is by far one of the best vampire movies I've ever watched, honestly. Um, and I don't think it's on any platform streaming wise. It used to be on like Netflix, but they decided just to take it off like they normally do. Um, After that is Bram Stoker's Dracula, which by far, honestly, is one of the best vampire movies of all time. I mean, the cast alone in it is just amazing. I mean, everybody in that movie had a wonderful career after this movie. And there was a video game actually too that was for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis as well of that movie. Um, After that is Interview with the Vampire. Some people don't like that movie, but I frankly think it's one of the best movies ever made that Tom Cruise is ever in. And then the supporting cast is really good too. After that, we go to Lost Boys. Lost Boys, honestly, is my opinion. Without Lost Boys, we wouldn't have some of the vampire movies we have now because I think it really influenced the genre. Um, so I think if you've never seen Lost Boys, I would either rent it or buy it. It's definitely worth your time. I even think the second movie is pretty decent. Um, from that, we're gonna go to From Dusk Till Dawn. Yes, it is a George Clooney movie, but I have to admit the supporting cast in the movie is really entertaining. There's lots of good jokes in it. Um, it's very, very sexual though. There's lots of nudity and stuff and violence in it. But I feel like it needs to be on this countdown because it's a movie to be talked about. It's definitely good. Um, and the last one, the last two. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about. One is Near Dark. Near Dark is another vampire movie. It has Bill Paxton in it. Wow, I mean the supporting cast in that too is just phenomenally good. I mean, not one bit of that movie is bad. And the plot is really great. So And then we're gonna go on to Vampires, that has James Woods in it. I definitely think that movie should be on here. I would even give that movie possibly a 9.5 on my rating. I think it's definitely worth it. It's one of James Woods' best movies he's ever was in or involved in. And actually, we're gonna take it further with two other movies I did not mention that should be on here. Bordello of Blood. Yes, it's a Tales from the Crypt movie, but honestly, it is one of the best vampire movies I've ever watched. Lots of humor in it, very entertaining, and Corey Feldman is in it too. I forgot to mention that from Lost Boys. So the cast is pretty good in that movie, honestly. And yes, it is a Tales from the Crypt movie, but it is solid, though. It's a good movie. The last movie I'm going to talk about is Underworld. Underworld, the franchise itself, I feel like every single movie, especially the first and second movie, I think are solid. Lots of action. The story plot is phenomenally good. Acting is great. What else can I say? CGI effects are kick-ass. So yeah, those are my vampire movies that I feel like you guys should at least watch once in your lifetime. Even if you're not really a vampire fan, I would say watch any of these movies. They're pretty solid. What are your guys' opinions on these movies? Do you have other opinions on other movies that I haven't mentioned? Give me some feedback, and if there's any movies that you guys want me to review, I'm pretty much open to that. Yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. Peace.